The paralyzed alien warrior was left to die until a human soldier stepped in. The battlefield of Valorn. 3 had finally gone silent, but silence didn't mean peace. Sometimes silence meant the worst part was coming. Human Corporal Jace Rowan moved through the ruins with his pulse rifle raised, helmet cracked and armor scorched from a plasma bolt he'd barely survived. Smoke coiled into the air like dying ghosts. The once silver sky of the planet was now a dull, ash-filled gray. He was supposed to be evacuating with the last of his squad. He was supposed to be leaving the planet behind forever. But Jace had never been good at following orders when something didn't feel right. His comms crackled. Rowan. Status. You better be on the shuttle. He hesitated, then muted it. There was something pulling him deeper into the wreckage. He didn't know what. Only that he couldn't ignore the feeling. Not here. Not today. Beginning. The discovery. Jace stepped over a collapsed structure, the remnants of a Xerathi warship. The Xerathi were humanity's most formidable enemies, towering, biomechanical aliens with armor fused into their skin, and a warrior culture with no understanding of mercy. He had fought them for 3 years. He knew what they were capable of. That's when he saw movement. A flicker.
A twitch.
A soft metallic clink against stone. He jolted, raising his rifle instantly. There, partially buried under a mass of crushed metal, was a single Xerathi warrior. Huge. Armored. Deadly under normal circumstances. But this one wasn't normal. Its lower body was twisted, crushed beneath the wreckage. Its breathing was shallow. The biolights on its armor flickered weakly, like a dying heartbeat. Jace started to back away. Then the creature spoke. Not with the thunderous roar Xerathi were known for.
But softly. Hoarse.
Almost frightened. Human do not. The voice was distorted but unmistakably female. Jace froze. He had never heard a Xerathi warrior sound afraid. The creature's 4 arms were limp at her sides. One of her primary arms trembled, struggling to lift but failing. Her blue-silver eyes, usually burning with violence, were dull and unfocused. She wasn't a threat. She was dying. And her people had left her here. Jace swallowed hard. He should leave. He should walk away. He should finish the job. But something in her eyes stopped him. A warrior left behind. Abandoned. He knew that feeling better than he wanted to admit. Why didn't they take you? He asked quietly. A slow, painful breath rattled out of her throat. Our code states the weak must not burden the strong. Jace clenched his jaw. Even facing death, she was ashamed. What's your name? He asked. She hesitated, surprised he'd ask. Sarakmar, battleborn of the 3rd Legion. All right, Sarakmar. I'm Jace, and I'm gonna get this off you. Her eyes widened with confusion. No, human.
Leave.
Your people will punish you. Maybe, he said, gripping the metal wreckage. But I'm not leaving someone to die alone. With a grunt and a roar, he lifted. Metal groaned. His muscles screamed. The wreckage shifted, just enough. Sarakmara cried out in pain as her shattered lower limbs came free. Jace stumbled back, panting. She collapsed forward, barely conscious, her massive form trembling. You helped me, she whispered. Yeah, he breathed. I did.
Why?
He didn't know yet. But something told him he'd find out soon enough. Middle. The journey to survival. 1. A dangerous decision. Jace hauled Sarakmara onto a makeshift hover sled from emergency scrap. She weighed nearly 500 pounds, even injured, and every movement drew a guttural groan from her. He pushed the sled toward the canyon where human transports had landed hours earlier. He had one goal: get her hidden before either side found them. If the humans saw him helping a Zerathai, he'd be court-martialed. If the Zerathai found them, he'd be executed on sight. Fantastic odds. Sarakmara's voice rasped from behind him. You risk everything. For an enemy. Not today, Jace said without looking back. You are strange for a human. Yeah, he snorted. I get that a lot. 2. Enemy to something else. They reached an abandoned comms outpost carved into the cliffside, a temporary shelter to treat her injuries. Inside, Jace tore open his medkit. Sarakmara watched him warily. You know nothing of my biology, she said. Then tell me what I need to know. Her eyes narrowed, studying him. Finally, she nodded slowly. You must seal the blue wounds. They are arteries. And the silver ones? Leave them. They regenerate. Jace got to work, hands steady, despite every instinct in his body screaming that he was helping a sworn enemy. Sarakmara hissed and winced in pain, gripping the ground until cracks formed beneath her claws. Why do your people fight like this? She muttered. Our commanders say you started it. Yours say the same. They locked eyes. It was the first moment they weren't soldier versus soldier. They were just two people trying to survive a war neither of them chose. 3. A warrior's shame. As he worked, Jace noticed intricate carvings etched into her biomechanical armor, symbols, marks of honor, stories of battles won. But many had been scraped away. Your armor, someone damaged it? Sarakmara looked away. My commander, she whispered. For failure. Jace felt something twist in his chest. There was pain in her voice far deeper than physical injury. I thought your people valued strength, he said. We do.
That is why
I was cast aside. Paralysis means dishonor. A burden. You're not a burden, Jace said before thinking. Sarakmara froze, staring at him with an unreadable expression. No human has spoken such words to one like me. Well, maybe they should. A long silence passed between them. Not hostile, not cold, just unexpected. 4. The hunt begins. Hours passed. Jace was repairing what he could when his scanner beeped. Heat signatures. Multiple. Zerathai patrol, Sarakmara whispered. They will kill you for aiding me. And you? Jace asked. She hesitated. By our code, they must kill me as well. Jace cursed under his breath. Outside, voices, deep, metallic, echoed. Sarakmara reached weakly for her blade. No, Jace whispered, covering her hand. You can barely move. I will not let them take your life for my weakness. That's not your call, Jace said. He moved to the entrance, rifle ready. The patrol's steps thundered closer. Jace knew one thing. If they found her, this shelter would become a tomb. 5. The unexpected choice. The shadows of the patrol passed the entrance, but didn't enter. Sarakmara whispered, confused. They ignored us? No, Jace said quietly. They scanned the shelter, but you're listed as dead. Her breath hitched. They truly abandoned me. He looked at her. This wasn't a warrior right now. This was someone whose entire world had turned its back on her. Hey, Jace said softly. You're alive. With your help. And we're not done yet. 6. Healing the body, changing the heart. Over the next 2 days, Jace stabilized her injuries. She could now move her upper limbs, though her lower body remained motionless. They talked about the war, about their worlds, about their childhoods. Jace learned she wasn't just a warrior. She was a protector of her clan's young. She fought not for glory, but for them. Sarakmara learned that Jace had lost his brother in the first wave of the war, and that sometimes he wasn't sure he was fighting for the right reasons anymore. You should have hated me, she whispered once. I did, Jace admitted. Until I met you. She turned her head, her expression strangely soft. And now you're someone worth saving. Sarak Mara looked away quickly, but Jace saw it. A flicker of emotion she was trying desperately to hide. Ending. The choice that changes everything. 1. The final push. On the third night, Jace's comms finally reconnected. Corporal Rowan, you vanished from radar. Evac shuttle lifting in 2 hours. 2 hours. Jace looked at Sarak Mara. If he left, she would die here. Alone. Forgotten. He walked to her. I can get you out, he said. I know a way to sneak you past the human perimeter. Sarak Mara stared at him in disbelief. You would risk your life, your freedom, your species' trust? Yes. Why? He swallowed. Because no one gets left behind. Not anymore. Something in her eyes broke. Armor that wasn't metal, but emotional, ancient, built from years of being told she had to be strong or she was worthless. You are unlike any human I have known, she whispered. Good, Jace said. Now let's move. 2. Escape under fire. The journey through the canyon was brutal. Sarak Mara, unable to walk, held her own weight with her arms while Jace supported her. Plasma fire lit the night as rival patrols clashed nearby. A human drone scanned overhead. Jace shielded her with his own body. Why? She whispered again. Because you do the same. I would now. 3. At the cliff's edge. They reached the extraction point. The last human shuttle waited on a plateau, but dozens of soldiers patrolled the area. Sarak Mara shook her head. Jace, go. You cannot bring me close. They will shoot on sight. I'm not leaving you. You must.
No.
She touched his arm, a surprisingly gentle gesture from someone so strong. You already changed my fate, she whispered. You gave me honor again. Do not lose your life for mine. But Jace wasn't listening. He pressed a distress beacon into her hand. What is this? She asked. Something your people will pick up. It'll lead them to you. Sarak Mara stared at him in shock. You wish for me to live? I do. And you would walk into danger alone? Jace smiled faintly. Someone has to make sure your people get to you before something else does. Her voice trembled, actually trembled. Human, Jace, I do not understand. We are enemies. Not anymore. Slowly, she reached out, touching his face with a clawed hand, careful, reverent. Then may the stars protect you, she whispered. And you, he said. For the parting that wasn't an ending. Jace stepped away, toward the shuttle. Sarak Mara watched him go, her chest tight with something she'd never felt before. He looked back one last time, and she said softly, Rowan, I will find you again. This I vow. Jace nodded. I'll be waiting. Then he disappeared over the ridge. Minutes later, Xerathi scouts, drawn by the beacon, found Sarak Mara. Their shock was immediate. You live? But how? She lifted her head proudly. A human warrior saved me. Their expressions twisted in disbelief and confusion. But Sarak Mara smiled. He is not my enemy. 5 years later, a destiny fulfilled. The war did not last forever. When the Treaty of Tereth was finally signed, Jace stood among the human delegates. He had never forgotten her. And when the towering Xerathi representative strode into the hall, armor gleaming, for arms strong again, he knew. Sarak Mara had not forgotten either. Her eyes found him instantly. In a room suddenly silent, she walked straight toward him. And when she reached him, she touched his shoulder, exactly where he had carried her through the canyon. Jace, Rowan, her voice was soft, warm. I told you. I would find you again. And the room fell silent as Human and Zerathai watched, awed, as a warrior and the soldier who once saved her reunited, not as enemies, but as something much more powerful.